Hello, people. It's time. Banner review for the full scale. We have 6 ships available, 3 SSRs, 3 elites. Let's get this started. It's going to be a big banner. So the first ship we have here is going to be Clemenceau or Clementine, whatever you want to call her. Or I think it's Toe, right? The C is pronounced as a T. Could be wrong, but I think that's how you pronounce it. Whatever though, we're calling her Clementine. So another Ask ship. Love Ask art, by the way. Very nice. I don't know why it's not added here, but maybe we'll get it added eventually. But stats at 120, we have 8,150 health, 450 firepower. That's a lot, by the way, for SSR ship. That is a lot of firepower. It's a lot. 0 torpedo, 0 aviation, 304 on the anti-air, 168 on the reload, 42 evasion, heavy armor, 32 speed, 69 on the hit, 10 on the luck, 0 on the ASW, and 15 on the oil cost. So across the board, these stats are really good. For an SSR battleship, this is probably one of the highest one available. If I were to go to, let's say, I think, is it graphical list of ships? No, it's list of ships. We sort by firepower. Yeah, she is literally the second highest firepower battleship in the game as of right now. That is not a PR ship. That is ridiculous. Oh my god. Yeah, she has more than Ulrich, more than New Jersey, more than Bismarck. That's a lot of firepower right there. I'm actually very impressed to see a ship with this much firepower. Richard Liu is just behind as well too at 3. I didn't even know she had that much firepower to begin with. That's actually really crazy. But yeah, that's that's a lot of firepower. I'm not gonna lie. That's an upside to Clementine. That's for sure. Efficiency, we had 160% on the battleship main gun. That's actually a lot more than New Jersey. New Jersey's like 155, I think, or 150, something like that. But yeah, that's a lot. 160% is no joke. The only issue with this ship is that if you guys don't know, she only has 1 main gun mount extra, so 2 total, whereas most other battleships have 3. So that's the downside to this. Even though she has a lot of firepower and really good efficiency for her battleship main guns, she only has 2 main gun mounts. So whenever you fire your main volleys, it only does 2 rounds of shots, and that's it. So that's not that much damage output. It's pretty good, but it's not like super massive. But it is pretty nice though. High firepower, high efficiency. The only drawback is that she's lacking 1 extra volley when you do that main salvo, whatever it's called. 200% on the DD and light cruiser secondary slots, and 70 on the anti-air. That is very low. Which I think is really funny because she has 304 anti-air, which is pretty high for a battleship nowadays. It's just 70% on the anti-airs. Yeah. 120 though, plus 2 firepower. Ridiculous. That's a really good ship right off the bat. That's very important for a lot of end game setups. So already good ship just because of that. Now her skills. Will of the Tribunal. Increase this ship's accuracy by 12%. When the battle starts, for each Vichia Dominion ship in your fleet, increase the ship's firepower and anti-air by 1% up to 5%. When the battle starts, if there are any Vichia Dominion ship in your vanguard, increase the ship's reload by 10%. So the issue with this skill is, even though it may sound good, there's not much of a selection that you can work with. I think at best you're probably gonna use like Flandre or whatever it's called, and I call her Marmalade, but you call her Marcel or Marcel. I think no, let's say Marcel. We'll call her Marcel. These are probably the only 2 ships you probably use in an actual Vichia setup, because the other ones are kind of like eh. I mean, Joffrey has her perks as well too, but if you're gonna use Flandre and Clemenceau, you're pretty much gonna do like a bossing setup. So Joffrey's not like the best for that department, but she's all right. I wouldn't use her though, but it's up to you guys if you want to do that. Gascon could work, but Gascon's damage is kind of lackluster. I'm not a big fan of it. So you have Marcel, which actually boosts ships for Vichia as well too, so actually really good here. That's actually a really good ship for buffing French fleets. And then Flandre is just the extra boss damage dealer, probably way better than Clemenceau, that's for sure. So at best, you have 3 ships total. So when the battle starts, for each Vichia Dominion ship in your fleet, increase the ship's firepower by 5%. So I think this includes herself. So she's going to have 15% if you use Flandre and Marcel. So 15% anti-air and 15% firepower. Very, very good. And then you're going to have that Marcel in the Vanguard slot. So that makes it a 10% reload. So 15% anti-air, 15% firepower, which I think is funny because she has a very low anti-air efficiency, and 10% on the reload. Not too shabby whatsoever. Pretty solid stats, assuming you are going to play that kind of setup. Of course, you have Richelieu buffing as well too, but we'll talk about that later. The second skill, Guiding Flames of Intrigue. When the ship fires her main guns, 75% chance to fire a level 10 special barrage, always based on skills level. Enemies hit by this barrage have their firepower, torpedo, and aviation decreased by 5% for 5 seconds. So we have an offense debuff right here. I'm actually okay, here's the thing. I'm all for offensive debuffs, but nowadays there's just like no reason to go like super into offense debuffs unless they add like bosses or enemies later on in the future that it's gonna hit ridiculously hard, like absolutely like insanely ridiculous amount of damage to the point where this is actually needed. But as of right now though, like offense debuffs for enemies is like negligible. You want defense debuffs because that lets you hit harder, like Helena stuff, right? That's what you really want. When the battle starts, if there are 5 Iris and or Vichia ships in your fleet of or if this ship has a Iris gear equipped, so probably main guns, but I don't think there's like much anti-air that I can work with for Iris or whatchamacallit. I mean, I think there is, but I'm not gonna bother with it. What's it do? Increase the barrage activation chance by 25%. So personally for me, I wouldn't bother going the gun route for this ship because if you are going to use Clementine, you're probably going to run a full French setup with Iris and Vichia ships together. That's where you're going to get most of the benefits from using this ship. I would personally just run the full 5 to get that 25% increase to proc rate, making it a 100% barrage. It's just going to be very good. If I'm not mistaken, the barrage is like focused on light armor damage, similar to Richelieu. So that's actually pretty good for wave clearing. Has some usage in bossing, but not too much. Overall though, very solid for just your usual day-to-day activity for mob clearing, stuff like that. Then our last skill, increase this ship's main gun crit rate by 12%. Very nice right there. Love crit rate. And crit damage by 15%. Now we're talking. All right, 12% crit rate is not a huge amount, but again, it's still very nice to see. And 15% crit damage always welcomed as well too, but preferably more crit rate, which we have 12%, so it's very nice. The first salvo always deals critical damage if aimed manually. So I think a lot of these ships have these things now. I think Richelieu, or not Richelieu, maybe Richelieu. I know John has it as well too. But get the crit damage. It deals critical damage when you manually aim it. I'm not going to do it though because I'm lazy. I'm an auto gamer. But you always have that option as well too for just more extra damage if you want to do manual aiming. So overall, you pretty much want to run this ship in a full French setup. But if you do run it in a full French setup, you're going to get some nice buffs out of it. She's a really all-out attacker for French. Pretty good. I think she won't be nearly as good as Flandre. I could be wrong, but I think Flandre may be a little bit better compared to her. Mainly because she has the 3 main gun MGM right here versus Clementine's 2. So there's that. But she is a really good contender though to do like a lot of damage. So in French setup, that's actually very good. Nice crit rate that she has. 100% proc rate, can't go wrong with it. I think Flandre also has a 100% barrage as well. Find it every 20 seconds. So it's based on time though. Yeah, you want her to have high HP and you want her to do damage. So it's actually not bad. Like French has a really good setup now for bossing. I kind of want to play around with it, but my Flandre is not maxed out, and then we have to make my French setup. But I will one day though. I do want to play around with it, but I'm not gonna ring them though. Maybe I will, but not that into them right now. But you can run some nice setups though. You can do like Flandre, Clementine, Richelieu, Marcel, Brest, and like a flex slot. You get more buffs in, like a St. Louis or something. I think the Vanguard is missing a lot of damage, so you kind of want to run St. Louis. That's probably what I would do. I'll give you options for 6 Vanguard, 6 chips for Vachia and Iris. You're gonna have to bench her sister John though for Richelieu, but hey, you get Clementine though, so not too bad. But nice ship though, nice ship by all means. Next ship we have is a Guichen, probably butchered that name, but light cruiser. At 120, we have 3,709 health, 190 on firepower, 300 torpedo, 0 aviation, 377 on anti-air, 192 on the reload, 134 on the evasion, light armor, 33 speed, 183 on hit, 50 luck, 152 on ASW, and 11 on the oil cost. So you can tell by just how the torpedo and the firepower is distributed. It's like a mixed damage dealer. So probably a little bit more towards light cruiser though, because she has a little bit more firepower, but it's a mixed damage dealer essentially. Efficiency, we have 160 on the light cruiser main guns. That's a lot. 150 on the torpedoes and 100 on the anti-air. Very, very nice. At 120, we have +1 anti-air. And for her skills, we have shell or sorcery. Increase the ship's speed, evasion, 15%, and evasion rate by 8%. So not exactly sure how this works. Like there's evasion and evasion rate. I'm gonna assume it's like, so it's gonna assume like 15% for this right here. So this skill gets 15% increase, and then the evasion rate is like a entirely different formula. So it's whatever this is. Include, so it's like 15% of this, whatever evasion rate you get for this, plus 8% is what you have. So a very mobile ship. I think that's a lot of evasion by all means. I think, but again, 15% stat, then 15%, 8% evasion rate. That's though. So I can't really hate on it. When this ship fires her main guns 6 times, activates one of the following chosen effects. Fires a level 10 special barrage based on skills level, or use this ship's main guns to fire 2. Here's the thing. Very RNG based ship. You either roll this or roll that. I think the barrage may be better compared to the main guns firing 2. Better. Not a big fan. There's many I really don't like about this game is inconsistency. Some people may like it. I personally don't. And having ships like this is kind of like, whatever. But it's nice though. Don't get me wrong. Get a barrage or you fire 2 times. Procs over bad. Anyways, the next skill, prophetic, prophetic witch. Butcher that word. I know it's prophet, but whatever. I'll call it prophet witch. Increase the ship's firepower and anti-air by 15%. Increase the ship's anti-air by 5% when an enemy aircraft is shot down within your anti-air gun range. Can stack up to 5 times. So once again, we have another anti-air gun ship, and if we have an anti-air gun ship, you already know who's going to be very, very good to pair up along with her. It's going to be Scylla, where I can find her right here. Scylla. So Scylla, once again, she has more anti-air than this ship, meaning if you do want to run a Guichen and Scylla setup, you definitely can. It's actually a really good setup right here. More anti-air. It's just going to make Chapter 13 hard much easier. When the battle starts, randomly chooses one of this ship's stats and increase it by 5%. Don't like that at all. It can be any stat actually, and I just don't like that. When this ship fires her torpedoes, can stack up to 3 times in battle. When it starts, in another Iris or Vachia domain ship in your fleet, when this effect activates, sets all speed of a random enemy to 0 for 2 seconds. So you get, I mean, when the battle starts, you freeze them. I mean, that's okay, I guess. I don't know how much value. I think it's like a torpedo. Like if you're gonna set an enemy speed to 0 at the start, that means torpedo is gonna be very good there. So like KimoCheese, any torpedo based DD probably very good for that department if you just suck at aiming or whatever. auto. So I guess that can be work. Otherwise, though, I think this ship is like she has nice evasion. A lot of RNG with her skill though, like stat base or proccing whatever damage dealing skill she has. Uh, Good anti-air, so she pairs well with Scylla. Overall, though, it's kind of like whatever. I'm not like super enticed, but it is whatever though. All right, so next we have is Painleve or Pain. Oh, it's not even updated right now, so that's gonna be weird. Is there a way to look at it? I think I have it in like here though. I just don't know what the percentages are. I think the data mines have it. All right, 1 second, guys. I'm not sure the data mines are accurate, but we'll use this for the time being because it's all we have for this. Because I don't have mine skills maxed out, so we can't really use mine. Right. So, I'm gonna assume the stats are very, very similar because Guichen right here is okay. These are 125 stats. So if we go to 120, 120. All right. So at 120, Painleve or Painleve, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but close enough. Medium armor. At health is 6,311. Anti-air is 307. Aviation is 413. Reload is 127. Accuracy 96. Evasion 50. Speed 33. Luck 28. Anti-sub is 0. And I think like oil costs like probably like 13 or 12 or something if I had to guess. I'm not exactly sure. And then skills though, I don't think the skills are gonna be over here, I think. So we gotta look over here. Actually no, efficiency. 3 fighter slots, so 130% for fighters. 3 for torpedo bombers, 130 there, and then 2 for dive bombers, 130 as well too. Average split, very average across the board. Can't really go wrong with it. It's just as average as it can get. Now we go over here. We look at the skills. Every 18 seconds triggers one of the following randomly. Increase damage dealt by self and flagship by 8%. So she does buff the flagship damage. That's really, really good. Can I stack with itself? All right, that's fine. Self aviation 15%. Lead ship in the Vanguard takes 8% less damage for 10 seconds. So a little bit of a damage reduction. Every 18 seconds, you get like a little buff for you and your flagship. So that works with battleships. Unless you're running like a 457, you're gonna have to slow down a bit. But nice damage increase right there for flagship and herself. So pretty nice there. And then her next skill and the last skill, you get 15% reload. Very nice. Reload is always nice on carriers. 5 seconds after this ship fires an airstrike, heals 7% to this ship and all Vanguard fleet members. If a character healed is below 25%, heals an additional 100%, 100 HP. So this is actually a really, really good skill right here. 5 seconds after this ship fires an airstrike, you heal them. So if you want to run as like a healer for this ship, you definitely can. 7% HP is quite a lot. Now it's nowhere near good at the beginning for like burst healing, like Unicorn and Perseus can do it. But if you're doing like a long drawn out fight, then this kind of heal is actually really, really good. 7% is a lot. So, and if they're below 25% HP, you get an additional 100 HP heal. So that's actually really, really good. I like that a lot. He has the option of being a mixed support carrier with some healing as well too, and does alright damage with her self buffs at 15% aviation and 8% as well too. So nowadays that's actually a really solid carrier. It's not like the best carrier, but it's definitely a solid, very good, well-rounded one. Utility and offense, not bad. Very, very nice. Now I'm not sure if these other elite ships have their things updated. I'm gonna assume not. Yeah, they don't have it updated for sure. So we're gonna have to use the data mines for the time being for this part. But they are elite still. I'm not gonna talk too much into them. If they have perma stats, I'm probably gonna be like, wow, get these ships up. But I don't think they tell you unless in game they tell you what kind of perma stats these ships give. I can go ahead and double check for you guys. So if we go here, I like how there's Iris, but there's no Vachia on here. Is it Korea? Okay, it's Korea. I don't think it tells you. Yeah, they don't tell you what the 120 stat is, unfortunately. Oh no, they do. So this one is +2 HP to carriers. What's this one give? +1 HP. And +1 torpedo, right? At 120. Alright, so who do we have first? Kersaint or whatever her name is. I think it's Kersaint. Oh, I think I gotta unlock her from the whatchamacallit. Oh, that sucks. I gotta unlock her, I think. Alright, whatever. We're just gonna say their perma stats are negligible at this point. We'll talk about it another time. But stats wise though, Lyon, battleship. You know, for 415 firepower for an elite battleship at 125, actually is pretty good. It's not. I'm not gonna lie. 2,290 on health. 164 torpedoes. Okay, well, I don't know why they have torpedoes for this battleship, but whatever works. 213 on anti-air. 153 on reload. 64 accuracy. 30 evasion. 21 speed, and 50 luck. Again, I don't know why they have anti-air here or torpedo here, but whatever works. BB gun efficiency 135 for 3, light cruiser gun 200% for 3, and an anti-air 100 for 1. So low efficiencies, but you can't really expect much from elite nowadays, so it's kind of whatever. For skills though, when this ship fires her main guns, 50% chance to fire a level 10 special barrage based on skills level, and then 10% firepower accuracy, shell, and negative 10% shelling damage and torpedo damage taken. It's actually very standard, but 50% proc rate, man. Not a big fan of this shit. But I think her perma stat may be pretty nice though, assuming it's not HP. So we're gonna assume it's actually pretty good. I think I have Lyon in the game, so I can check for you guys. She's somewhere here. I don't know where she is, but she's somewhere in here. I'm blind on my mind right now. There she is. She gives +1 firepower. Already a good ship. So if you guys want to see it right here, +1 firepower, already a good ship. Can't really disagree with that. Can't go wrong with it. Suffren. So we go over here. Heavy cruiser, medium armor, 4,000 and 104 health at 125, 248 firepower, 253 on torpedo, 261 on the anti-air, 0 aviation, 183 on reload, 135 accuracy, 59 speed, 59 evasion, sorry, 25 speed, 69 luck. I'm gonna assume like 10 on oil cost, or maybe 11. Heavy cruiser gun efficiency 115% for 1, torpedoes 165 for 2, and anti-air is 90 for 1. So a little bit on low, but it's a lower end, but it's elite. So I'll give it some. I'll give it some slack there. Now when it comes to the skills, the first one 15% firepower and torpedo all at the start of the battle and every 6 main gun shot. 10% self damage dealt for 30 seconds. Really nice right there. He really needs that. So then stack with herself. Additional procs will lead to duration instead. Actually, really good. If she has really good uptime with that, that's actually really, really good. So 10% self damage increase. Not too bad. Even though she is lacking a lot of stats, that's actually not that bad. Second skill, 10% evasion and anti-air. If this ship is equipped with a French gear, take 10% less damage for all. 10% less damage for all French ships in that fleet. Wow, that's actually really good. That's a damage reduction for a whole fleet. That's actually really solid right there. Assuming you are running a French gear. That's actually not that bad. I like that a lot. All right. Not bad, Suffren. Even though you are an elite right there, that's actually not a bad skill. I like that a lot. I don't know what the skill is called, but I like it a lot. And then all-out assault at every 6 shots. A team damage reduction. I like that. I like that. Even like she has good uptime with her buffs. That's a good. Honestly, she doesn't deserve to be an elite, man. She make her an SSR. Like this kit right here, it should be an SSR tier kit. I feel so bad for her. I feel like she would have been a lot better as an SSR ship. But because she got treated as an elite ship, it's kind of like, feels bad, man. Like that's actually a really good kit for a elite. Now I just feel bad. I don't want to. Oh my god, she's not a bad ship. She just got the elite treatment with her stats are just horrible. And then Kersaint, the DD light armor, 100 or 1,914 health at 125, 110 firepower, 287 on torpedo, 148 on anti-air, 210 on reload, 218 on accuracy, 272 on evasion, 43 speed, 44 luck, 210 on the anti-sub, and I'm going to assume like 9 on oil cost, maybe 8, but around there. DD gun efficiency, we have 140 for 1, torpedo 140 for 2, and anti-air 75 for 1. So actually, that's actually a good spread for mixed damage dealing for both DD guns and torpedoes, so not bad at all. And the skill we have here is plus 10% anti-air ASW. Every 20 seconds triggers one of the following randomly: 20% firepower, torpedoes, or 20% firepower and torpedo for 10 seconds. That's probably the best one. 20% crit rate and crit damage for 10 seconds. Whatever. Heals lowest percent HP, Vichia ship or French ship, the fleet. I think that's like the worst one you get, the heals. I think the firepower torpedo is probably the best one. Crit rate following second. But man, what's with all these RNG skills, man? I don't get it. I guess like full scale, there's some kind of RNG to that lore, but whatever, man. Whatever. All right, so let's rank all these ships. Starting with the usual stuff. Clementine. Not a bad battleship, probably the premier ship for this banner. The thing is though, if you guys already have like really good battleships already, like you guys started during Bismarck 2, and you have Bismarck 2 and New Jersey, you're probably missing that last slot, and you're probably thinking like, maybe I could put in Clemenceau, whatever. Honestly, I say just put in Duke of York and keep Clemenceau out of it. Now, I'll make this in a separate video, but if I'm not mistaken, we have a login ticket right now where you guys can pick Richelieu as one of the ships available from the 7-day login. So I advise you guys, if you guys want to use this ship properly, put her alongside with Richelieu and use that ticket. I'll make that video in a couple days from now, but I would highly recommend doing that and make a good second fleet there for battleships. All right. Otherwise, though, you don't want to split her off from her faction because she needs a lot of buffs to get herself going. As a standalone, not the best ship, but definitely is workable with it. But she works best with a full French setup by all means. Guichen, the next ship right here. Anti-air, a little bit of RNG. Good evasion across the board, but her skills are just so RNG. I'm like, I'm not a big fan of it. But you could probably get some value out of it if you run a full French setup. A lot of buffs and stuff going on. Again, her kit is not terrible. It's just very RNG, and I'm just not a big fan of RNG by all means. And Painleve, oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm just butchering this name. I don't care anymore. Nice self buffs, also a support as well too with the heals and the buffs. Overall, very solid for a carrier. Nothing too crazy, not the worst though. Definitely right in the middle where you expect her to be. And because there isn't many or at all any carriers for French that are very good. I mean, Joffrey's all right, but I think Painleve is probably a little bit better though compared to what she can do, because she offers way more to a team than what Joffrey can do. Lyon, again, +1 firepower at 120. You gotta max her out regardless, even if you don't want to. Low proc rate for barrages, but that's just the elite treatment. Some okay self buffs though, but overall though, there's nothing to say about her. Suffren, I feel bad for this ship. She has a really good kit, a team damage reduction, a high uptime buff for herself, some good self buffs as well too. She just got the elite treatment. I feel very bad for this. Honestly, she deserves to be SSR more than. Honestly, I would make Suffren the SSR and I would kick out Guichen. I'm just gonna say it right now. I think that's a much better compared to like that. I'm just saying. And then Kersaint, the destroyer here. Again, another RNG based skill for this ship. A mixed damage dealer. Honestly, there's so much DDs in the game nowadays that you kind of want to run Kersaint. But if you guys want to run Kersaint though, she has some nice buffs going on. She can heal as well too. So if you want to run her there, by all means go for it. Now, the takeaway from this banner. Which ships are worth pulling for? Honestly, unless you're like a heavy advocate of French ships, none of these are super important. It comes down to just perma stats. To me, Clemenceau gives +2 firepower and Lyon gives +1 firepower. So that's +3 firepower right there. Those two are kind of worth having. They really, really are. Guichen gives anti-air. Painleve, I'm not sure exactly what she gives. I can go ahead and double check for you guys. She gives anti-air as well too for carriers, so you kind of don't want to have to max out if you don't want to. But Lyon and Guichen, or not Guichen, Clemenceau, probably the ones you want to work on. All right. Overall though, nothing too crazy from this banner. I put them all in the middle of the pack, maybe Kersaint at the bottom, but again, I don't want to be offensive to people because they think I hate DD or whatever. But this banner is like nothing super spectacular. If you guys are low on cubes though, I would skip it. Again, we have a ultra rare event coming in like 3 weeks from now, 2 or 3 weeks. So stay tuned for that. If you guys have cubes to pull on this banner, definitely recommend it. Get some nice stuff out of it. Not a bad farming event either. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Any questions and stuff, let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching as always.